but he did not detail to us the celebration of his birthday. That's why we don't do it. And it will be unfair for you to celebrate the Prophet Muhammad's day. What about Allah told us we should not make distinction between the prophets. What about the birthday of Isa, Musa, Sulaiman, Dawood, Ishaq, Yaqub, Ismail, Ibrahim, Nuh? No celebration for them. You hate those prophets. You're not celebrating their birthday, you hate them. If you tell me we know his birthday, but we don't know their birthday, I say no. There's a disagreement between the scholars about the specific day the Prophet was born. Many people of Ahlul Hadith believe it to be at the 8th, not the 12th. Some the 9th, and some others the 10th, and some others the 11th. And many believe it to be the 12th. But if it was the 12th, that would be a tragedy. When did the Prophet die? 12. Of what? Rabi' al-Awwal. It's the same day. So you have to divide the day into two events. Mourning and celebrating. It's a miracle. If Allah took His Prophet on the same day of his birthday, that means Allah doesn't want you to celebrate. Tell me about it. Why He made it at the 12th? Another question.
Okay.
Sheikh, Jazakallah khair, just wanted to say, you spoke about Wahdatul Wujud. I mean, when you hear some of the talks, you hear that some of the Salaf scholars of the past, even they were of the opinion of this Wahdatul Wujud. They used to even, like, for example, like Imam Nawawi, apparently, I don't know how true it is. Can you elaborate on that, please?
No, I don't elaborate because I've never come across this.
I've heard it from a few people.
Yeah, you heard it. My way is to, I have my library ready with me. You can refer me to any statement that he said or anything from his book, I'll bring it immediately. I don't believe Imam Nawawi said it, but I leave my email with the brother. He has it already. If you could find where he said it, I can bring it. But I say to you, and by the way, Nawawi is not of the Salaf. Nawawi is not of the Salaf. So next time don't say that some of the Salaf like Nawawi said something like that. No. But if he said it, that's false. That's false. Let's say he said it. But to us, to me, he still didn't say it because I did not come across that. And until I'll be sure, to me, until now, he did not say it. Until he proved it.
I've read in the book of Ibn Taymiyyah, the Friends of Shahideen, it mentions about the Abdals over there. Is this authentic?
No.
What are they? Who are they?
Al-Abdal.
Yeah.
I remember he talked about Al-Abdal Ibn Taymiyyah, but he mentioned that, as I mentioned to you, about Abdal, I'll bring you about who are Al-Abdal. Just bear with me a second. Give me another question while I'm looking.
Yeah, I just we invited one of the brothers to come, and he's from the people Deobandiyya, and he was like trying to say that you people, you do these kind of lectures to disunite the ummah, and it's like a fitna we are doing.
The one who commit bid'ah and invite for bid'ah, he's the one who's dividing the ummah. Not the one who defend the sunnah of the Prophet. No, because the bid'ah is the cause of division, not the opposite. Continue your question. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
It's okay. And he was like saying, isn't it important to do a lecture on the similarities between us and the shaitan instead of the Shia and the Sufis?
And by the way, regarding Hadith Abdal, in my nation there are 40. Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah. He said, it is mostly distant from fabrication, yet it is munqati'. Munqati' means there's a cut in the chain of narration. Inqita' in the sanad, in the chain of narration. So this, he said, this is the best thing of all of the Sufi. All of the hadith about aqtab, awtad, etc., abdal, all fabricated, except this hadith, al-abdal fi ummati arba'un. He said, it is, but still it's not authentic, it's munqati', but not fabricated as the others. Because there is, fabricated is the worst, but munqati' is no, is close and is da'if. But it's not fabricated. Fabricated is the worst. Yani very close to become sahih, yet it's not sahih.
It doesn't explain who they are and their purpose or...
Yeah, he said there are 40. There must be 40, and each one die, Allah will bring an alternative other than them. There should be 40 in the earth. Okay?
Is there anything wrong?
Did I cover the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything wrong in saying Ya Allah and Ya Rasul?
Well, what does it mean if you say Ya Allah? I'll ask a boy. Give me a boy. A small boy. Small boy. Where's the boys? Where are the boys? The one who's writing. Where's the... Yeah, come, baby, come. Come. What is the meaning of Ya Allah? You answer me. Look at me. What is the meaning of Ya Allah? Yeah, it's okay. Okay. The simple person will know that Ya Allah means, oh Allah, I need your help. Help me. Okay? So, what does it mean when you put here in this corner Ya Allah, and I saw that in some mosques, and here you put Ya Rasulullah. Let me bring it, Quran. Where's the Quran? Can anyone give me the Quran? Okay, that's the Quran. Open Surah Al-Jinn. Surah Al-Jinn. Surah Al-Jinn. I'll bring it. No. Surah Al-Jinn. Where is Jinn? Jinn. A'udhu billahi min al-Jinn. That's Al-Jinn. Okay? Ayah 18. What do we see in their mosques? Ya Allah. They may say this only dhikr. Like, Ya Rasulullah. Ya Allah means, oh Allah, for my need. Ya Rasulullah, also help me for my need. What does Allah say here? وَأَنَّ الْمَسَاجِدَ لِلَّهِ فَلَا تَدْعُوا مَعَ اللَّهِ أَحَدًا. Mosques should be for Allah. Therefore, don't call anyone with Allah, that means in the mosques. So why do they put in the mosque, Ya Rasulullah? Allah said, don't call anyone with Allah in the places of worship. Don't forget that. So, we should not be asking the Prophet, because if the Prophet can be asked after his death, the companions would have been doing that. Don't you remember that the companions had a fight? Did the companions fight or not?
Yes.
Because they disagreed. Okay? If they disagreed on something and they have the access to the Prophet, to speak to the Prophet, would it be better for them to shed their blood, or it would have been better for them to go to the grave of the Prophet and say, oh Prophet, I am Ali and I disagree with Muawiyah. Oh Prophet, who's right, who's wrong? Huh? That will be saving them from shedding their blood, right? Did they do that? No. Why? Why the Prophet should hear you and come to you and visit you, while he did not appear to his companions at all? Never. Why Umar said, oh Allah, we used to ask you by your Prophet Muhammad, and that is in Bukhari. Then he asked Al-Abbas, the uncle of the Prophet, said to him, Abbas, stand up and make tawassul for us, make dua for us, ask Allah for us. Why the Prophet said about Uwais al-Qarani? You know Uwais al-Qarani? What is that? Assalamu alaikum means, oh Allah, let your salam be on them. And sometimes when you give declaration, doesn't mean that you're speaking to the one who must hear you necessarily. Because Umar said to the black stone, I know that you are a stone, that you neither benefit nor give any harm. And haven't I have seen the Prophet kissing you, I would have never done that. Was he speaking to the black stone? Does it mean that the black stone can hear him? So this is supplication from the living one to the dead one. And Abu Ja'far al-Tahawi, he said, وَفِي دُعَاءِ الْأَحْيَاءِ مَنْفَعَةٌ لِلْأَمْوَاتِ. And in the supplication of the living one, there is a benefit for the dead one. They made it the opposite. وَفِي دُعَاءِ الْأَمْوَاتِ مَنْفَعَةٌ لِلْأَحْيَاءِ. In the supplication of the dead, there is a benefit for the living one. You know Allah punished them. If you tell them where's Allah, that if you tell them that Allah is in heaven, they'll say, what? No, He's not in heaven. Right? They don't believe that Allah is in the height over them. Right? It has been said to them, then let your supplication be to the ground. You don't raise your hand because Allah is up, then supplicate those who are down. That's what's happening. Another question. Is there any other question? Yes, go ahead.
From a historical point of view, how did sort of Sufism or Shia beliefs or traits enter into places like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh? From a historical point of view, how did that infuse into the Sunni, so-called Sunni culture in places like Bangladesh?
I said to you that Sufism was known in India. There's a book written by Abu Rayhan al-Bayruni long time ago. I think maybe the year 400, 350. And he is architecture. And he used to be visiting places from place to place. And he used to be a great scholar in regards to galaxy and animal falak and all of these stuff. He's not astronomist. Yeah. And even today, Western people, they benefited from his knowledge of astronomy. He's not like a Taymiyyah scholar and religious scholar, no. He went to India and he wrote a book called تحقيق ما للهند من مقولة. He made many articles about what he witnessed in India. And he talked about people, they used to be called the Sufis, and that is before Islam entered to India. He's talking about them before Islam went there. And he said, there are people who call themselves Sufis, the Sufis of India. They keep worshipping God until they become one sausage with God. They become one. That was in India. And I think Bangladesh at that time was a part of India.
Some people say that, well, many people say that you need to follow a madhab or you're upon misguidance.
So, as if the Prophet ﷺ said, I have left 4 madhabs. If you follow, if you uphold, you will never be misguided. Is that what the Prophet said? What did he say? He said, I have left with you 2 things, not 4 madhabs. As long as you follow, you will never be misguided. My book and the Sunnah of Rasulullah. What about those who did not follow madhabs before Shafi'i, before Ahmad ibn Hanbal, before Abu Hanifa, before Malik? They did not find madhabs. Are they misguided? Wallahi, those 4 madhabs, they form a great facility for closer reaching to the Sunnah. Yet they became like that. This is not the mistake of Shafi'i. It's not the mistake of Abu Hanifa. It's not the mistake of Malik. It's the mistake who came after and made themselves copies. And this is fitna.